is going on? Episode 8. We are back. The Boyz for Life podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Yes.
I feel like we are always changing locations.
We are. I feel like we're like Drake right now in future, change locations.
At least for the last episodes, we have been changing locations because we filmed episode 5 up in my place. We did 6 back at your place at the usual spot. And then we did 7 up in the office.
Yes.
And then now episode 8, we are in the library at my apartment complex, the Arden. Feeling good.
Wow.
I kind of like the setup.
I love this
I'm
setup.
really into this. God is testing us. This is take 3. Your microphone stand fell off. And take 1. Every put has a take, right? And behind the library, there's like a kid center, and there was just like 4 or 5 kids in there just like screaming at the top of their lungs, playing some music. It was throwing me off, honestly. It was getting in my head. We always talk about overcoming adversity. I kind of needed to, but it was fucking getting to me. You can tell I was a little distracted, and we were just kind of all over the place. So here we are back at it, Saturday. It's crazy that it's already almost the middle of August.
Oh my God.
This year is flying by. I feel like just yesterday was my birthday in February. And here we are now, middle of August.
Right.
Like,
we're here.
I feel like last weekend was the big Hergich Ball, July 3rd, and that was already over a month ago. That's crazy to think about.
You want to know what's crazier? I start work Monday.
Holy smokes! What is that? The 14th?
Yeah.
I've been seeing some people posting that on their stories, like August 14th, like
we're back
into the schedule and the routine, back into the school, and I feel like. When we were recording one of these earlier episodes, I can't remember exactly which one it was. I think it was like episode 2 or 3. We were counting down the days where you were done, like next Friday. And here we are now. The summer is gone.
Right.
We are already middle of August. I hope everybody out there, I hope you had an extremely fun summer. Unfortunately, it is coming to an end. We only have, 5 more months left of the year. Let's get back to the grindstone and get ready to just absolutely conquer the rest of 2023.
We have to.
I don't know why lately I have just been really teed up and motivated, especially physically.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it is, man.
Talk to me. What's going on?
So
what's the word?
So we did find the definitive date for the half marathon. It is next month, September 24th. It is the Lifetime Half Marathon hosted by Hoka in Chicago. But not only that, I don't know why. I just went down a really deep rabbit hole the other day watching motivational videos on YouTube. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the page Ben Lionel Scott.
Dude, my favorite.
Your favorite, right?
I swear to God, yes.
And I came across this video, and I'll have to send it to you afterwards. And I don't know what it was, dude, but I was just watching this, and it had some lines from my favorite motivational guy, E.T. the Hip Hop Preacher. And he was just talking, and everything was resonating with me. My goosebumps were just jumping up, and it just really recharged me. I feel like with my training lately, it's been kind of lackadaisical, going through the motions, just kind of doing whatever. And I went into the gym one day earlier last week and just got after it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, like it just kind of reinvigorated me, kind of put a new spark inside of me. And I've carried that over for the last week. And dude, I got to tell you, like going hard in the gym and like really pushing it to the max really just bleeds over into the rest of my life. And I think that's one of the reasons why I'm so passionate about going to the gym and just exercising and just being active and staying disciplined and working hard, because I feel like it can translate over into so many other areas of your life.
Yeah.
You feel me?
100%.
So
yeah.
What are kind of your thoughts on that? How does that feel for you? How's your training been going lately? Yeah. Where's kind of your head at in that? I know we talked about it on previous episodes. Yeah. You have to obviously go out and enjoy your summer. Yes. Like I know you did this weekend. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So one of my boys, Matty Ice Barrett, quarterback for me at Whitewater, tied the knot on Friday, yesterday, with Katie, his beautiful wife, Katie. They were awesome, dude. I've known Matt for over a decade. I've known Katie for 3 years. They're really good people, man. And I was a part of the wedding party. I was one of the groomsmen. Super blessed and fortunate enough to be a part of that special day for Matt and Katie. And it just allowed me to be in the present moment with all the boys, and we stay in touch all the time. I mean, whether it's through Snapchat or FaceTime or just checking in, whatever it is. We're always talking, so it's always nice because then you get a couple of our other teammates that aren't a part of, I guess, like our close group, and we get to see them at these events, and it's just, dude, it's so fun.
It is.
It's so fun. So yeah, I had a great weekend. Not hungover today. not hungover. Last week's episode was rough. I'm feeling really good today. We, like you said, had some adversity we had to overcome today.
Yeah.
My microphone stand came undone just now, but you know what? We're gonna push through. We're gonna push through this, man.
And so, kind of like we have talked about on this podcast, is it's really good to obviously enjoy life, go to the weddings, make these memories, spend time with quality people. And I feel like a weekend like this, where you're going to a wedding with one of your close friends that you've known for over a decade, and some of your teammates that you went to war with, right? 2 natty champs, right? Warhawk up. But it really makes you appreciate having quality people in your life.
Yeah.
But I know that we talked last week, kind of bringing back to what I had said before that, is you also have to be able to ground yourself and then kind of find that rhythm again, especially now going back into the school year. I know that you had talked about Monday, you're going to start the physique summer, right?
Yes.
Summer's over, but you're going to start the physique 90-day summer grind. So you're going to be kind of getting back into that rhythm. So kind of talk to me, like, what made you want to get back into that, physique 90-day push?
Totally.
What kind of motivated you back into that?
Absolutely, man. I think for me, I'm feeling, we all go through this. I know you've been through this. I'm just in a rut right now, which is lifting. I'm not really motivated to go to the gym per se. I like staying active. I just don't. It's just hard. There's a lot of like external things going on right now. So it's getting back to the basics like we talked about.
Definitely.
Following a simple routine, 5 days a week, 3 days lifting, 2 days of cardio, more maybe body weight stuff.
Yeah.
Just really getting that grind back going and continuing to eat healthy. I'm coaching. I also don't want to wear myself out because I am coaching and doing the podcast and a lot of other business ventures. But for me, it's just making it simple. I think making it simple. Everything's already laid out for me. It's just half the battle is just showing up.
Definitely. I would say one of the biggest battles is showing up, especially when you don't want to. And it's kind of funny how everything's aligning back, how you're going to start this 90-day thing on Monday and you're also going back to work.
Right. Yeah.
So I think kind of tying into what we were saying before is now when you're getting back into that rhythm of going to the gym, you're going to be eating clean, holding yourself accountable. All of that progress that you're going to be making in the gym is also going to translate into your work and into your other business ventures, because when you stick to those core principles that you really instill into yourself while holding yourself accountable to a fitness routine and a clean, healthier lifestyle, eating and that kind of stuff, it just trickles into everything else into your life.
It does.
And, I know some of the listeners that kind of tuned in, they kind of wanted us to elaborate on that a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I think really the core part of allowing what you're doing in the gym and, like I said, the clean eating and all that kind of stuff to trickle over into the rest of your life is really the mindset. And if you think about the core principles of holding yourself to that specific regimen or that diet, that workout routine, it's discipline, it's hard work, it's resilience, it's overcoming adversity, it's showing up when you don't necessarily want to show up.
Right.
And those core things can translate into anything. You can tie those lessons into anything that you're doing, whether that's practicing for your football season, your golfing, showing up for work, your relationship with friends,
your kids,
family, your kids, whatever it may be. If you just kind of focus on the mindset and some of those mental factors that go into it, you can translate it.
Yeah. But for some reason, it's hard for a lot of people.
It is.
I'm noticing.
I feel like a lot of the stuff that we talk about it's easier said than done.
Yes. Yeah.
And sometimes us talking about it might be that gentle push and that reminder into the right direction.
Right.
Does that make sense?
100%. You're getting back on track, right? It's like riding a bike for the first time in like 4 years, right? You know what you need to do and how to do it. It's just you got to kick the rust off a little, the rust off, get the rust out a little bit, right?
You really do.
And I think when it comes like to parenting, I'm not a father. Kepi's not a father, right? You're not a father?
No. Not that I know of.
Not that I know of, right? Not that he knows of. Hopefully that's true. But in all seriousness, I mean, a lot of my boys are becoming dads. I mean, there were a lot of dads hanging out this wedding last night.
Oh, I bet there was.
A lot of dads. And we're in a late 20s, early 30s, and they're dads. And, I see it. I see some of the struggle per se, because I can't call my boy Jake, hey, you want to go golfing? He's like, yeah, sure, I'll be there in 10 minutes. It's like, hey, this is what's going on. We have 2 kids now. It's a different dynamic.
Got the kids, got the wife.
Yeah. It's a different balance, right? So you got to figure out what's that balance look like. And I think, like, for me, and I love to hear your perspective on some of this, is, having a set day like throughout the week, right? Really planning your day. I feel like, and I might botch this stat, but about between 46 and 50% of the time we're on autopilot.
Yeah.
We're on autopilot. That's about half of the time, half of the day we're on autopilot, not living intentionally.
Just kind of going through the motions, just kind of just doing whatever.
That's it.
Just kind of coasting.
We're coasting. And
Yeah.
that is not how I look at it. It's not maybe necessarily going to be the recipe for success.
Yeah.
So you have to plan out, hey, maybe Saturday you go spend half the morning, you spend half the morning with the kids and the wife, right? Maybe on Sunday you go out with the guys for a little bit.
Watch a little football.
Watch a little football. And then maybe it's the wife's turn, right? You got to have that life to work to parenting balance. It can be hard.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a set plan or a routine or communicate, you're not gonna have success. It's just
Yeah.
like anything we do with sports or going to the gym, right? The man that goes to the gym is always going to outwork the person who goes when he wants to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I may have botched that, but I mean, the principle is there, you know? So it all comes down to communicating with your partner, communicating with your friends, and making sure you have a set routine.
Yeah.
Grab a calendar, grab a whiteboard, map your whole week out, map
Make
your
it
day
fun,
out.
right?
Make it fun.
Get the whole family involved.
You have to.
Things for the kids. You're taking Jimmy to baseball practice here
Yeah.
on Tuesday, Tuesday and Wednesday. You got date night with the wife on Friday. Sitters
Seriously.
coming over, whatever. Boys this week, hey, we're going to go to the Bears game or watch the Bears game.
Yeah.
She's going to do this Saturday night, go out, drink some wine with her girls. Just kind of make it fun, right? Plan it out and be deliberate.
Yes.
You have to be deliberate in the execution, right?
Yeah.
So
no, and
that's perfect.
That is perfect, man. That is perfect, man. So, I know. How about you? I mean, I know we kind of talked a little bit about that.
Yeah.
What do you think's like a recipe for success from work to personal life? I know we don't have kids, but maybe like dating life. Like, how is that? Like, what's that vision like for you?
One of the craziest lessons that working out and just my own personal fitness journey has taught me, and it's definitely relayed into all other avenues in my life, is it's taught me patience. And I think that that's one of the biggest things, because when you start working out, you're grinding, you do the 90-day summer challenge, but you look in the mirror and you don't necessarily see the results that you want. You do it for another 90 days and you don't necessarily see the results that you want. You don't necessarily feel the results that you want. So you have to stay patient and you have to trust the process. One of the biggest things that my mentor said to me when I was growing up was trust the process, stick to the plan, keep the recipe simple.
Yes.
And everything else will fall into line. And I think learning that in the gym brought that over into all the other avenues in my life. Like I said on the last episode, and I was talking about, when I had moved down to Arkansas and I got the job at the bank and I was kind of going through the motions in that sense, I had to stay patient. I knew that what was meant for me was going to come. Maybe not right this second, maybe not in 3 months or 6 months or who knows when, but I know it's going to, right? So I think being able to find that balance in the parenting and the work and the fitness is just relying on those core principles like I had talked about, but really staying patient with your partner, with your kids, whatever it may be, and just being able to trust that what's meant to happen will happen in due time. And it might not be on your time, but it's going to be on God's time. And God gives you things when it's meant to happen. So being able to find that patience, piggybacking off of what you had said, combining it with that deliberation and making a plan and executing it and sticking to it, that's the recipe, baby.
That's it.
Keep it simple.
It's really that simple. It really is that simple. I mean, if you look at all these high, successful billionaires in the world, the recipe for success is hard work, consistency,
and patience.
And patience, right? And trusting whatever you believe in, trusting that higher power, whatever it may be. At least for me, right? Believing in a higher God and being more intentional with, communicating with Him I've noticed a lot has shifted in my world. And we talk all the time. That's what it is.
It is.
And we want it today, we want it tomorrow, we want it next week. That's not how it works.
It's not how it works. Trust me, brother.
It's funny. I know, right? Well, I don't know if I sent you this video, but there's this video that one of my buddies, Justin Dishler, sent me a couple weeks ago. I'm going to butcher it a little bit, but someone just graduated high school yesterday, right? Someone 5 years later just got their dream job, right? Someone started their career at 50, right? someone retired at 50, and then someone started their career at 70, right? It goes to show that we're in a different time zone. Everyone's in a different time zone, and we're just not where we're supposed to be yet.
Everybody has a different pace.
Yes.
Everybody has a different race, and everybody has a different journey. And I think that falls back onto what I was just saying is you have to stay patient. And it's funny because when I was talking about that, I thought of just what happened to me last night. I went to the gym, a little bit of a later workout, kind of getting back into like those night lifts. Not many people in the gym. It was Friday night. I went at like 9:30, and I'm getting ready to leave the gym, and I'm grabbing all this stuff. And this kid comes up to me and he says, "Hey man, can you spot me real quick?" Of course, always down to spot somebody. So he's got 300 pounds on the bar, and he's like, "Hey man," he's like, I got 295 last week, and then I tried to do 300 afterwards. I couldn't get it. I think I'm just gonna try jumping right to it today. We do it. Long story short, he takes the bar up, he goes down, can't get it up, he fails, right? And we just start talking afterwards, and I'm giving him a few tips and a few pointers on what I would suggest on doing, and we get to talking, and he asked me how old I am, and I told him I'm 27, and I'm like, "What are you? You probably super young, just like a young buck, right?" And he's like, "I'm 17." First off, I picked my jaw off the ground. I'm like, "Dude, you're 17. You're hitting 295." And he told me that his end goal was to hit 3 plates, right?
Yeah.
And going back to what I had said about, being patient, I told him, I said, "Dude, listen, you're already way ahead of where I was when I was your age. I was barely doing like 135. Right?
For real.
I told him it literally took me like 7 years to hit 3 plates. I didn't hit 315 on bench, bro, until like 2 years ago. Right? And I told him, I said, "I see you in here all the time working." I said, "That inspires me. You're a young buck. You're grinding." I said, "It's a marathon, brother. It's not a sprint.
Right.
It's a marathon. Stay patient." I said, "Don't worry so much about how much weight's on the bar. Just come in here and get better each and every day. And I promise that will come." And it kind of goes back to what you had said about just showing up, creating that action plan, putting the work in, staying patient, trusting God or trusting whoever you put your faith into, and just knowing that what's meant to be will come in due time when it's meant to happen.
Yeah.
Right?
Always.
So
Always.
just a real life story that ties into, everything that we're talking about is the message that we really are relaying in the real world.
Yeah. No, we are.
We're not just coming up here putting on a facade. This is really what we're talking about, and we're executing and we're implementing into not only our lives, but we're trying to implement into the listeners' eyes and the ears and, even people that we're just coming in contact with in the real world. So
No, for real. Speaking of the right timing, this would be a good transition here. Did you watch the Bears game today? Preseason game
I
one?
did not watch the entire game,
Yeah.
but you bet your bottom dollar. I saw the highlights, baby.
Yeah, buddy. They're
looking pretty good.
looking good. And, for all my Bears fans out there, right, it's been a long, I don't even know how long. It's been a long time.
Since 2018 was the last year that they had like a decent year with Trubisky. So it's been at least 5.
They were exciting that year.
Yeah,
they were
exciting
very
that year.
competitive.
The double doink.
I will say, though, there was a video I saw the other day. It was a double doink, but the defensive tackle did get his fingertip on it and tipped it. May have changed the trajectory.
Still double doink, and he still missed that
Still
shit.
a double doink. Should not have happened, right? No excuse, but just wasn't this right. It wasn't the timing.
You want to know why that specific game boils my fucking blood too?
Why?
Is because that was against the Eagles, and that was the year that they won the Super Bowl and they beat the fucking Patriots. So if the Bears could have just done their job, Tom Brady would probably have 8.
Could have been.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. I know. We're just joking around.
I know.
That's why that gets under my skin a little bit too, because it's like, Bears, just do your freaking job. You could have taken the Eagles out. Tom Brady probably has 8. Maybe 10.
The Bears were hot that year. I don't know.
I know.
It's all, like you said, all wishful thinking. But
shoulda, coulda, woulda. It's just funny to laugh about it. Cody Parkey. Oh, I feel bad for that dude.
Yeah, I do feel bad for some of these kickers.
Double doink.
Yeah, oh my God. No, but I think the point that I want to get to is like with the Bears, it's exciting. I think it's an exciting time, and we're young. We have a lot of up and coming stars,
weapons.
Or let me backtrack. Stars that have been in the league that are now on our team that can mold other people around them.
100%.
And that's being a product of your environment. We want to really push the youngsters,
the young bucks.
And it all starts from the top.
Get to it.
From the leadership role, yeah. I mean, Ryan Poles has done a phenomenal job, him and Ian Cunningham. Those guys in the front office have done phenomenal job drafting.
Putting together a solid roster.
Dude.
DJ Moore looked great. He had like a 60-yard touchdown. Khalil Herbert, little 50-yarder.
Oh, my God. That looks great.
Justin was looking clean, moving quick.
Makes his job easier.
I know.
You know,
I'm really excited.
I'm excited.
When is week 1? I think there's 4
my
weeks of
gosh.
preseason, isn't there? 3?
Only 3 now. They used to be 4. They changed it to 3 now. They took one out because I think a lot of people were getting injured.
Is week 1 right after that?
Yeah, it is.
No. So we got week 1 in 4 weeks? From tomorrow?
I think 4 weeks. No, it's coming
soon.
Week 1, Bears, Packers, baby. Bears, Packers. I think, I think it's in Chicago first.
Is it? Is it in
think
Chi-Town
so.
week 1?
You might have to check that real quick and fact check that real quick. I don't know. I think so.
Transitioning from the Bears, some of the listeners out there might know. Did you watch Hard Knocks episode 1?
I did.
What did you think?
Loved it.
The Jets?
Oh my gosh, I love it. Dude.
Okay, so now I got a question for you. Now, since we're obviously, in Chicago fans, now that Rodgers is not in Green Bay, can we root for him? Because he's not a Packer, right?
He's not technically.
And I know he's owned us, the discount double check. I own you. He's been owning us for a while, but now that he's not on the Packers, can we root for him? Because I'm not going to lie to you. I want to see the Jets make some noise.
I do too. To answer your question, yes.
It's a sticky one,
It's a sticky one. It's a sticky.
You ask a diehard Bears fan, they're probably going to say, screw Aaron Rodgers into eternity. My dad hates him.
Here's the thing with Rodgers. First of all, not to sound conceited, I've been given people say I look like him. I think it's my nose. I think it's the pointy nose. But yeah, why not? I mean, he's not in Green Bay.
He's not in Green Bay, right?
Here's the thing. My buddy Jake, he played for the Packers, hated the Packers.
Yeah.
Cheered for 16 though. Cheered for 16.
Cheered for 16.
And I got a lot of shit, and people try to convert me. I'm like, no, fuck the Packers. I'll cheer for 16. Throw it to 16. I'm happy all day.
Happy all day.
All day.
16 gets a tutty. Yo, go 16.
Let's go.
Get it.
Let's go.
Run it up.
100%. But I think we can, man. I don't know. What's your take on that? You think we can?
To answer your question, one of my favorite receivers in the league is Devontae Adams, and as soon as he went to Vegas, I got a Vegas jersey. So I think that answers the question, my boy.
I think so. I think we can vote for or cheer for AR8. AR8.
I want to see them make some noise. And it's
too.
crazy to think about it. If you would have told me like 3 years ago that in 2023 going into the season that the Patriots were probably going to be the worst team in that division, I would have laughed at you.
I know.
But it's probably
Seriously.
true.
Probably is
Buffalo's
true.
probably going to be up 1 or 2. Jets are going to be right there behind them, and then probably Miami, and then the Patriots. They got a lot. They're kind of very similar to the Bears. They got a lot of like young studs. They got Garrett Wilson. They got Sauce Gardner. They got Michael Carter at running back. They obviously got Rodgers, one of the best quarterbacks in the league. They got a young, just quick defense.
They got some young guys.
They got a great coach.
Coach, I love Robert Saleh. Saleh. He's the man.
So it's like, and it's like after watching that episode 1, I was turned up.
I know, dude.
I think episode 2 do they come out on Sundays?
No, I think Tuesdays.
Tuesdays
now. It used to be Thursdays. Now I think it's Tuesdays.
Okay, we got episode 2 coming up on drop day.
On drop
day. We got
day.
episodes of Hard Knocks on drop day.
Dude.
That's hilarious. But I kind of want to see the Jets make some noise. And I'm like I said on the last episode, dude, we got a lot of good football coming up.
Yeah.
A lot of good football coming up this season, and I'm really excited.
I am too. I'm really pumped. There's a lot of good things coming.
We got to catch a Bears game.
100%.
I know the tickets are fucking mad expensive for some reason. Like nosebleeds are like $1.5, but
it's the price you pay to
you
go
do what
to.
you got to do. We go out there, tailgate a little bit, eat a couple dust dogs,
some NAs,
couple burgers.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Smash patties.
Oh my God.
With the Worcestershire.
Do the whole thing, baby. Do the whole thing with the boys.
But it's good.
I know. It is good. It is good. Here we go. It's time. We're here.
But kind of bringing back to what we had said, just to kind of wrap everything up, is stay patient, stay resilient, and just trust that what's meant to come to you will come in due time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? You have to just stick to the plan. I know it's not always going to be easy. Just like today when we were recording this, man, it was like the kids behind, the mic stand, things kept happening, and it was kind of starting to throw us off a little bit. And we said, yo, just load this up. Let's run it. Stick to the plan.
Yeah.
Just trust it.
Trust the plan. Everything's going to work out. That's it. It's really that simple.
And here's the thing too about sticking to the plan is to piggyback off of what you just said, to contradict it, it may not always work out.
May not.
But if you just put that work in and you always give your best, and you can look yourself in the mirror each and every day saying, hey, I gave it everything I had. Just like in our softball game on Monday when we lost in a walk-off in the bottom of the 7th, the last inning, on a final hit with 2 outs. We lost 12-11. But I sent that message to the group, and I know you weren't in the group chat. Yeah. And I just said, listen, boys, keep your heads up. I'm proud of all of us because we didn't quit. We were getting smoked out.
Literally.
It was 7-1.
Yeah.
And we put up an 8 spot in the 5th. Literally out of nowhere. Like we were hitting like shit, kind of playing like shit. It was lackadaisical. And then we put up an 8 spot. and we didn't quit.
No.
And we didn't necessarily get the outcome that we wanted. But I mean, hey, if we're going to lose in that fashion, I'm at least proud that we fought as opposed to just getting blown out.
Hell
20-3 or whatever it was. You know what I mean? Just getting slaughtered. We fought.
Yeah.
And we made them earn it.
We did.
It could have gone either way.
It honestly could have.
And it kind of goes back to what we were saying. In life, it may not always go your way, but if you show up and your back's against the wall and you do what you got to do, and you can at least look yourself in the mirror and say, hey, I gave it everything. You could sleep soundly at night.
Amen.
No matter
bro.
what you do.
Yeah.
Like if you're a parent and your kids are kind of getting on your backside, or you get an argument with one of your kids or whatever, and you just have to make things right. Like, hey, it's not always going to be easy, but if you're giving your best in parenting, at work, in the gym or whatever, and you can look yourself in the mirror and say, hey, maybe I didn't handle it the best way, but me and my son or me and my daughter, we came together and we talked about it and we moved on. Like, hey, listen, that's all you can do. Don't be so hard on yourself, but you have to be hard on yourself in the aspects of always at least showing up. You know what I mean?
Not non-negotiables.
Exactly.
There's non-negotiables there.
And I'll kind of end it with this. I know I'm going to botch it. I need to start writing these things down. But in that motivational video that got me so jacked up and kind of reinvigorated me in the life, E.T. was talking. He's like, yeah, life knocked you down. It puts you on your back, and that's not on you. But if I come back tomorrow and you're still on the ground, that's on you. If I come back in a week and you're still on the ground, that's on you. If I come back in a year and you're still on the ground and you're still moping, you bet your fucking ass that's still on you.
Yeah.
It has everything to do with you getting up.
It does. It does. Yo, Kepi got teed up in here. I felt, if only you guys were in this room, oh my goodness.
You felt the energy change.
Energy changed. It was like, wow.
But I'm telling you, that's why he speaks volumes to me, because he keeps it a buck and he tells you what it is. Like, life knocked you down and that's not your fault. But if I come back in 6 months and you're still down, that's on you.
Always is. Oh, that's the harsh reality, but that's the reality that we need. I think we all need.
That's what I needed to hear.
We all need to hear that, and we need to tell ourselves that, because it's so easy to play victim nowadays.
So easy.
It's so hard to hold yourself accountable and be like, "Hey, I fucked up. I gotta make this. I hate this feeling and how I feel, but I'm the only one that can change how I feel in this moment, so I can get to a better spot in life. And if I keep doing that and keep showing up, my time will come when it's supposed to be. But if you're just going to sit there and not do shit about your life and what you want to do, that timing won't come. Exactly. It'll never come. And if you're just going to keep waiting and waiting and waiting, and a decade's going to go by, multiple decades are going to go by, and you're just going to be like, what did I do?
What did I do?
What did I do with my life? What did I do? Honestly, what did I do? So that's why, dude.
It's heavy.
Gosh, we can go for another hour. I think, yeah, we can go for a while. But I'm going to leave the listeners with one last thing here.
Talk to them.
It's always going to be on you. If someone tells you different, they're full of shit. They haven't accomplished what they want to accomplish, so they're going to bring you down.
Exactly.
Stay on your path. Stay true to what you want to do. Work your ass off until you get what you want. And even if you don't get it, still find a way. There's always going to be a way, even if it's not how you planned it. Right? We didn't think we'd be here doing this podcast, and we're here. We made it happen. He moved back. There was a timing thing. The timing was right, and we're taking advantage of this, and we're going to the fucking moon.
And the listeners love it. We love doing it, and it's just more motivated than ever, man, in every aspect.
Let's go.
Get to it.
Let's get to it, baby.
Thank you guys so much for listening, watching, viewing, and subscribing. The Boyz for Life podcast. We are back. Catch us with new episodes every Tuesday. We really appreciate you guys, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Yeah, buddy.
It's a good fucking pod right there, bro. I love